Much like the entirety of the internet, I have fallen trap to Fourth Wing. I have started reading it because obviously the hype is getting to me and I'm curious to see what's going to happen in this book. What is making everyone fall head over heels for this book? This is from the UK, but I do know that this is the title launch for the Entangled Teen imprint that focuses on new adult books that are written like the YA but contain more mature content. And so far this book has been doing phenomenally. It is making waves across the TikTok internet and the Bookstagram internet, and everyone is just talking about it. So far I'm not very far in, I'm about 56 pages in, which is not at all far considering how big this book is, but I have high hopes for this one. I am obviously hoping to make a really big dent in it today. What can I tell you? So far we have our main character Violet, who happens to be the daughter of the general of dragon riders, and because of that there is this entire pressure put on her shoulders to continue being a dragon rider, as is per the family tradition, because every a Sorengale is a dragon rider. However, her father, who had previously died, was a scribe, and that's where her heart was leading towards. Violet's heart Violet really wanted to be a scribe and intended to be one, but unfortunately when she wrote the entrance exam she was eligible to join the dragon riders, and now she is. And she is completely unprepared. She was sick as a child, and now she's been ordered to join the Riders Quadrant, and where hundreds of candidates die daily. I'm really excited for this one. It sounds like it's going to be a great one. I obviously am reading the Riders Quadrant proof because there's like 4 proofs that came out with this, and yeah, I'm hoping to make a decent dent. I'm actually trying to see if I can't finish it this weekend, but I don't know. This book is already out in the UK and in the US, but will only be out in South Africa towards the end of the month / beginning of June. But yeah, this entire vlog is dedicated to this book, so I can tell you whether or not you should pick it up. Is it worth the hype? I'm sure many people have done this, but I always like doing these kinds of videos because I think they're a lot of fun. And yeah, I think that's the update and the starting of this video that I need to give, and I will check in with you when I have read a little bit more of this. Right, I promised to update you, and I haven't really updated you because I haven't read this since I last spoke to you, which is quite a travesty. I am now officially on page 105. I'm a fifth of the way through the book at the moment, and I definitely think it does pick up. It is a slower start, so if you're planning on picking up, it's just because this is going to be a 5-book series. Apparently she announced it on her TikTok recently, so it's going to be a 5-book series, and this is merely just the introduction to it, and I'm really excited. I am at the part now where I'm really enjoying what I'm reading because I'm into the story, and I wish I didn't have other books to pick up because otherwise I would literally continue reading this today and maybe read another 200 pages, but alas, I have to pick up 2 other books. But so far this is definitely living up to the hype for me. We're definitely getting to know Violet as this person who's always been physically fragile, I think is the best word. Like, that's how they describe her. It's like she's physically fragile due to a sickness that she had, that her mom had whilst Violet was in the womb, and that like has basically affected her entire life. And that's like, ignore my nails, they are all popping off, but I don't want to take them all off, and my nail tech is on holiday, so I'm having a really great time of having like 3 nails in total that actually still have color. I will fix it, I promise. But anyways, so Violet is just such an interesting character because she's so determined to make this forced reality work for her, and she just wants to survive. That is what she literally says, I will not die today. And it's just so encouraging to see, I guess, and I really am looking forward to it. We've had some like things being revealed, we've had some things happen. I don't want to spoil too much because it is literally 100 pages in, and right now it is living up to the hype for me, and I'm really looking forward to reading more of this, and I'm so excited that we're getting book 2 quite soon, like literally in November, so I can pick this up, reread it in time for the second book, read the second book, and it's just going to be a really, really great time. So I don't really have much more to say other than I'm enjoying it at this point. I'm really liking the aspects. We're learning a lot with Violet because she's in this academy, and that's kind of one of my, okay, well, my cat wants to sit with me. That's one of my favorite kind of settings on how to learn about the world, is when you learn about it with the main character because they're in a school setting or a base camp kind of thing. I really love, because you have the angst of being in a base camp knowing that at any time something can happen to the main character, but you have these really educational moments where you're learning about the world or what happened in the world, and I really like that writing tool because it just makes learning about the world and getting invested into the world a lot easier than if the character was just spewing it by themselves in my opinion. That's just how I feel. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm sad I can't really read a bit more of this today until I've read the other books that are on my plan for today. But yeah, that's kind of the update we're going with. Hi, hello. It's probably been a bit of a minute since I've updated you regarding the fifth wing. The fifth wing? The fourth wing. I haven't really sat down and talked because I kind of wanted to do a filming video of my thoughts and then also like me actually reading the book, so there's some B-roll. That hasn't happened because every time I pick up this book, I've been at work or elsewhere. I'm currently on page 304 and this book is so good. I have gotten into my snooty because we're getting into the winter days and I'm going to attempt to finish this off. What can I tell you so far about this book? It is definitely a slow-paced book, but it doesn't feel as such. It feels like every moment is, or every page rather, is just filled with something that just makes you want to keep turning the pages. And on TikTok, I saw someone mention that, you know, this book is like nearly 500 pages and every page counts because on every page there's something new about the characters, about the world, about the dragons, about anything. And that is just so insightful and I really love it. And I think that's very true with this book because each page counts. There's not a single page that you want to skip over or a single paragraph or like a moment where you're like, okay, next. I'm really enjoying this. I do think this book is living up to the hype for me personally. The writing is simple. I think a lot of people have gotten used to, you know, debut authors having these incredibly written books and then they always comment that the plot or the characters fell a bit flat. Like the writing was stunning, but everything else just seemed to lack. The writing is simple in this, like really, and I know people are going to critique it for being like that. It's not super simple, but it's not like I kicked the ball, she climbed the wall, and she rode the dragon kind of thing. It's more like there's not a lot of fluff in there, and I think it works for this book. I do think that the author does need a little bit of developmental in terms of her writing and like just getting it a little bit more up to par with her plot and her stories, but it hasn't bothered me so far that the writing has been simple. I think it works and makes the book go by really, really quickly because it's easy to envision. You're not sitting there going, what kind of bronze is this? So I'm really, really thoroughly enjoying this book, 100%. I am gonna sit now, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna put it on some ASMR, like maybe some like fantasy dragon ASMR, like Aragon or something. That was also something I'd seen. If you had read Aragon and you're looking for something similar whilst you're waiting for the new book that's coming out and you're not really ready to pick up Aragon again or whatever the case is, this is a good place to start. Fourth Wing has been really incredible. I'm really enjoying this book so very much and I just really cannot wait to finish it. I was hoping to finish it a lot sooner, but I'm really enjoying it. I've already ordered my hardcover edition of this book, so there'll definitely be a reread later on in the year where I'm going to be annotating, tabbing, and the works, because this one I've just been like dog earing, so I'll probably undo those when I get my hardcover copy and tab away. So that's all exciting stuff. So I think for now, let's go ahead, get to reading. I say we, I mean me, but I am just really, really enjoying this so far. I cannot say enough. Like I'm trying to get my friend Roseanne to pick it up and I'm just like, you don't understand what you're missing out on, just pick it up. But obviously like we all have lives and TBRs and stuff like that, so. So I've actually found like a Fourth Wing flight playlist that I'm gonna use. Hi, hello. So I haven't wrapped up this video, so I thought I'd just quickly pop in and do exactly that and kind of give you my opinions on Fourth Wing. I wrote a really nice review that I'm going to actually read, and I actually thought it, like, not to like toot my own horn, but I think it's a really good review. Or at least I think it really encompasses what I've been trying to say throughout this entire vlog. So do excuse me whilst I basically read it from my laptop. So Fourth Wing steps into the shoes of classic YA fantasy and wears them well, with simple writing that allows you to effortlessly escape into the lush world of dragons, magic and secrets. A book that draws you in and reminds you of the joy of reading, and one I highly recommend to new and old fantasy readers. The kind of book that as you finish it, you just want to flip back to the first page and start all over again. Appropriate for older audiences, contains graphic violence, which is serious graphic violence and smut scenes, so definitely not for younger readers at all. And I am seriously anticipating book 2, which I'm really happy is coming out in like a couple of months. Hopefully between now and then I get the chance to reread it, and I'm hoping that maybe I can reread Fourth Wing and then read Iron something? What is it called? Let me Google what it looks, what it's called. Iron Flame. So the second book is called Iron Flame. It's coming out this year as well. There's no announcement of following like the books that come up afterwards, but I am very, very excited for the reread, the chance to reread it and then give Iron Flame a read as well. So I'll probably do another vlog for that. If you enjoyed this, then definitely let me know. But if you're curious whether I think it's worth the hype, I definitely think so. I think that this is one of those really great books that if you haven't picked up fantasy before, this is like a really great place to start, because it is so easy. You learn with the character, and I don't know, I just really think this is a really great starting place. If you're really used to reading more contemporary, this reads really easily. You're not going to have any hassles, I don't think. I think it's really well written, even as simple as it may be, and I really do like the story. I'm really anticipating what happens next. We end on such a big cliffhanger, as you could see by like the very last clip before this one. I wanted to include it because that's literally my raw reaction to what happened, and I was just like, I don't know how to do this, and I had to like process it, which is why this review part is a bit late. But this was just a really fantastic book and highly recommend it. And with that, thank you so very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Let me know down below if you've picked it up or if you're planning on picking up Fourth Wing, and I will see you in the next one.